All right, everybody. Good day, good evening. Welcome, welcome. This is a new show. This is Danger News, brought to you by DangerSpace Media, guys. If you don't know, I'm AJ Calhoun. I'm one of the big wigs, if you call it so much. Not really a big wig. I'm half of a big wig. Over here at DangerSpace Media. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you the news. A mumble there. We got a big day. Everybody's talking Release the Memo. Release the Memo. What is this? What is going on? What is going on with Release the Memo? Well, if you don't know, it's a big fucking deal. All right? It's a big fucking deal. It's worse than Watergate is what they're saying. Worse than Watergate. That's a big deal. I actually personally didn't think Watergate was that big of a deal until I got into it. And I was like, well, you know, you shouldn't be spying on people and digging through offices and stuff like that. But here we go. Let's get right started into it. All right? DangerSpace Media. Danger News. Do you guys know why we call it Danger News? Because it's not safe news. All right? We're going to talk about topics that some people might get offended by. I'm going to curse. I'm going to say fuck. I'm going to say cunt. I'm going to say shit. When it applies, Clinton is a cunt. Bill Clinton is a fuckface. I'm going to do that. But let's get right into it. Like I said, Release the Memo. So for those of you that do not know what this Release the Memo thing is, it's everywhere right now. It is everywhere right now. Let's go ahead and pull it up. It's in every single news outlet. Everybody's reporting on it. Everybody's doing it. CNN, Rolling Stone, Washington Examiner, Right Wing Watch, TPM, I don't even know what that is, CNS News. They're all reporting on this stuff. Why? Because it's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And for those of you that don't know what happened, so here's what happened. Barack Obama, all right? They needed some sort of evidence to get on Donald Trump so that they can stop his steamroll to presidency. That's what they wanted. The ultimate goal was to prevent Donald Trump. They knew, even while they were throwing him under the bus and slandering all of his supporters, they knew that the dude had a lot of support. So they had to figure out something. They had to go and dig. They wanted to find something they can use to throw President Trump under the bus that will take his support away, right? That'll take his support away, and Hillary Clinton would win. So what did they do? Here's what they did. This is crazy too. This is really, really, really bonkers what they did. So what they did is they paid a guy. All right, they paid Steele. Right, they paid Steele $500,000. They flew his ass to fucking Rome. All right, so he can meet with a fucking a Russian FBI or fucking a Russian agent, Russian spy agent, and they can foster up this stuff, make up this stuff about Donald Trump. Once they had this dossier, which everybody's heard this term, the dossier. Once they had this dossier, they can now take this fake dossier that they paid for and manufactured to the Senate Intelligence Committee and get a FISA warrant. Now, for those of you that don't know what a FISA warrant is, this is a FISA warrant. It stands for Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Okay, now this is something that is almost specific, and you can read it here. I'm going to read it out loud for you guys. All right, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA for short, is United States federal law which establishes procedures for the physical and electronic surveillance and collection of foreign intelligence and information. There's a big word there when they say foreign intelligence information. Between foreign intelligence information between foreign powers and agents of foreign powers suspected of espionage and terrorism. The act created the F.I.S.A, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, to oversee requests, surveillance, and warrants. Okay, so what happened was they paid this guy Steele with Fusion GPS to muster up this fake dossier on Donald Trump to see if he had any sort of collusion in Russia, something that they can show the American people, like, you really, really don't like this guy. Look what he's doing over here. We're going to get this information. We're going to falsify as much as we possibly can. And then we're going to send it up to the Senate committee and get warrants. So what this is all Obama did this on behalf of Hillary Clinton. This is like what's crazy about it. Our president at the time knowingly put together this fake dossier so that they can go after a candidate that they were scared of, while they simultaneously were just straight up talking shit. They were talking shit. Everybody's a racist, a sexist, grab them by the pussy, all that crap, right? At the same time, they go and run this fake dossier right up the chain of command. Then it gets to the courts and they say, you know, you shouldn't do this. This is illegal. What the fuck do they do anyway? They run with it anyway. They go ahead and wiretap everybody that knows Donald Trump. And this is back in 2015, late 2015, early 2016. They were already doing it. Once Donald Trump said that he was going to run for president, they knew. They didn't secretly, inside their walls, they knew they had a fucking problem. And they had to do something. And the only way to get somebody out of anything is to find dirt on them and publicly shame them. That's what the left does now. The left uses their power to get you fired. The right uses their power to get you hired. All right, I just made that up. That one's mine. Nobody take it, please. All right, so that's what they did. They ran this thing up the chain of command. They got their fucking warrants. They started illegally surveilling a presidential candidate for the sole purpose of finding dirt on him or anybody he knows, for the sole purpose of getting him out of the race, for the sole purpose that they can get Clinton elected. That's what's crazy about all this. Our old president was working for somebody using our money, by the way. It turns out that it was, what, $500,000, I believe? It was $500,000 that the FBI paid to send this fucking Steele guy, all right, to Rome so that he can meet with a Russian agent so they can make up this false report. This is crazy. This shit is just bonkers to even think about, all right? So we have all this. And now they voted on it. They voted on it, and from what I understand, only 6 of the Democrats actually voted. The rest of them didn't vote to release it. The Democrats don't want this out in public. All the Republicans said, we need this out there. The people that have read this are saying, this needs to be public knowledge. It's worse than Watergate. And if our old president is spending $500,000 of the FBI's money, which is fucking our money, to spy on what would have been our future president, what is our president, for the sole purpose of sabotaging him, that's just not cool, man. That's treason, bro. All right? That's what this is all about. And this is why it's a big deal, because you can't have people in positions of power like this abusing their positions of power. All right? And once they get away with it, you never know what else they got away with. Never, ever, ever, ever know what they got away with. The whole point of them doing this was they were so certain, they were 95% sure that Hillary Clinton was going to win the presidency. Because if Hillary Clinton had won, they could just sweep this shit under the rug. Nobody would ever notice. None of that stuff. All right. How you doing, Pierce? Thanks for tuning in, man. It's about to go down. You're right about that. If you guys have any questions, by the way, you guys just hit me up in the chat right here. I will answer them. I will go anywhere you want. If you got facts that I get wrong, you guys let me know. I'm not going to keep you up here late. Probably going to keep you for about 20 minutes right now, guys. And then I'm going to move on. It's a lot of news to get to. All right, next one. I think we all saw this one, the government shutdown. So the Democrats are threatening to shut down the government. Why? They want DACA. All right, they want the money for DACA. They need it bad. And here's why. They need votes. All right. And the problem is we don't have to deal with DACA until March. And there's only like 800,000 people in DACA. But with CHIP, there's like 6 million fucking people. And that shit needed to be dealt with today. So they're threatening to shut down the government, which doesn't even make sense. Like, how the hell are these guys going to shut down the government? But that's how it works. There's no money. There's no government. They're not going to vote. They're all going to leave so that their vote doesn't happen. I think some of this DACA stuff has a lot to, like, connection right here today with the release, the memo thing, because all of the Democrats voted not to release this memo, with the exception of, I believe, 6 Democrats were voting in the Senate. 6 Democrat Senate Democrats. They voted, but the rest of them, they don't want it out. All right, so that's what's going to happen there. They're going to try to avoid the memo coming out. They're going to try to get their money for the DACA recipients and not the chip recipients. And they're going to try to shut down the government to do so. And I think that's an abuse of power. When you got people out there that are sitting there saying, you know what, we have enough power to shut down the government if we don't get what we want. That's when it's up to people like us. We have to stand up and say, no, it doesn't work that way. Nobody has that much power in America that you could just shut down the government. Only the people have that power, not the Senate, not the Congress, none of that stuff. But these people are so invested into it that that's the power that they believe they had. They thought they had that power during the election. And us patriots, we sure did prove them wrong. That's for sure. Yeah, Andrew, the Trump weight thing. I don't get why everybody's talking about Trump's weight. The dude's 6'3", 239 pounds, something like that. Hell, I'm 6'1", and I just got under 210. I don't feel fat. I don't act fat, in a sense. Like, I'm not struggling to get upstairs and things like that. And then, of course, you've all seen that meme, everybody talking about how Trump might be too big to be president. But, hey, let's have Oprah Winfrey. We all know that she's more overweight for her height and her age and her sex than Donald Trump is for his height, age, and sex. We all know that. But you can't say anything about a black female in America anymore, especially not on TV. But let's move on to the next one then. That actually brings me to the next one. Oprah for president. This is one of the things that really bothered me when I saw Oprah on the award shows a few weeks ago. Was it Golden Globes? Which one was it? I can't remember. I don't really pay attention to them anymore. They're all fucking garbage. Anyway, they want you to see Oprah. Here's the perfect female. She's black. She's female. She's successful, right? You can't say anything to Oprah Winfrey or about her, or you're going to get publicly shamed into oblivion. That's how they work. They'll get you fired, right? So what we remember is we love Oprah Winfrey for all of her stuff. Love her talk show, so to speak. Everybody gets a car. That wasn't even her money, right? That was her producer's money. But what most people don't know is there's a video of Oprah where she talks about how all the old white people, all the old racist white people need to die. This is a very troubling video because it like, first off, if they're old and they're racist, they don't need to die. They're gonna fucking die. All right, you don't need to wish it upon them. You know, you don't. Oh, these guys are old racists, and I'm sure that some old black people are fucking racist as hell too. But nobody's walking around saying, "Oh, they need to die." But she is. She's saying old white people need to die. Let's watch this video for a second. All right, I'm gonna show you this video. And I want you to listen to it and see what they think. I'm going to flip my mic around so you guys can hear it.
Whole generation, I say this, I said this, for apartheid South Africa. I said this for my own, community in the South. There are still generations of people, older people, who were born and bred and marinated in it, in that prejudice and racism, and they just have to die.
Okay, so, damn, Oprah. The difference is she's a black successful female, and that ain't even being successful. Just the fact that she's a black African-American female, she can get away with saying this shit. That's the difference. Like, Donald Trump can't say grab it by the pussy. He can't say shithole. He can't do any of that stuff. But she can actually wish for people to die, and people are going to be, yeah, she's right. She's right. Old racist white people need to die. Well, you know what? I don't think old racist people need to die. I think they need to live their life out in peace. And a lot of people that might be a little racist, especially if they're old, I'm pretty sure that they look back on some of that stuff and they're really ashamed of it themselves. We've come a long way. We came a long, long way before we elected President Barack Obama. I was there too. I elected Barack Obama. I totally regretted it 2 weeks later, though, or 2 years later. All right. So I don't know how Oprah Winfrey's going to come back from this. I don't know what she's going to do, because if she actually decides to run, which is possible. I mean, they might feed her down her throat like they did Clinton, and she doesn't have nowhere near as much dirt on as Hillary Clinton does. And if they put her next to Michelle Obama, that's a problem. That's a problem. You got the Democrats and everybody else like that votes with their emotions and votes with their hearts. And they're going to see two black females like that they totally adore, and they're going to vote that way. That it's not a scary problem, but it is a problem. It's only scary if they get elected, which I don't think they do. If they actually push Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama down our throats in 2020, I think they're going to lose even more. People are tired of it. We don't want it anymore. Most of us don't, anyway. Some people really love it. All right? All right, so the impact of the Trump rally. Well, actually, let's stick to the Clintons and this FISA report. All right? For some of you guys, the Clintons... Oh, we already did that. Yeah, we already did that. Uh-oh. Hashtag of the day. Tom Petty, for you guys that don't know, Tom Petty, his autopsy came back. Turns out that he died from an overdose from fentanyl. I'm not sure what that is, but I have totally heard that term before, and it sounds as dangerous as aspartame. Do not touch fentanyl or aspartame. Don't do it, guys. So this is all huge news. All right, we find out that the Fusion GPS founder, he found out that they paid $500,000 for the anti-Trump dossier. They sent this guy to Rome so that he can meet with an agent. All right. James Clapper lied, right? He lied about spying on Americans to the Senate Intelligence Agency. All right. And they told everybody not to do it. And Obama did it anyway. I don't get why Obama's doing this stuff. All right. And just acting like he's innocent of all these crimes and smiling in people's faces. It's one of the most disgusting things to see is somebody lie to your face and smile at you, and you freaking know. You know that they're bullshit, and they know that they're bullshit, but they're just going to smile at you anyway. That is a player. All right. What do we got here? We got Andrew R. Trump rally tomorrow. We do have a Trump rally tomorrow, guys. Check this out. All right. Let me get on over here. The Trump rally is tomorrow. All right, we got an Impeach Trump rally here downtown Dallas. It is at City Hall. It starts pretty early. What does that say? I can't quite read it. 11 a.m. to 2 something. So they're not going to be causing too much trouble for too long, but that's great. I don't think they're going to be out there too long because there's going to be an awesome counter protest by the Proud Boys Texas chapter. They're going to be out there early. They're going to be ready to handle these guys. I don't even know why they're trying. What is there to impeach Trump with? What is there to impeach Trump with? What did he say? Shithole? He said grab him by the pussy. You know, what is going on? They're just so desperate. Let's just impeach this guy and your whole life is going to be better. And it reminds me of the things where they want to take down, they want to block traffic, they want to take down street signs, they want to get people fired, they want to tear down statues. These people that want this will never be satisfied. Do you understand? They'll never, ever, ever get what they want. So they're just going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. I think I said this on the last show. All people are going to remember is the 4 years that he was in here and there was all this trouble. They just keep causing trouble and keep doing this, and that's all people are going to remember. But we're not doing it anymore, Patriots. We stopped doing it a few years ago. Donald Trump gave everybody that was even worried about stepping up. So many people say, you know what? We actually have a president now that has our back. Now we're going to get out there because we're going to get out there and be ourselves and speak our minds. And before, it was such a more dangerous climate when we had Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama in the ecosystem, in the atmosphere, in the political atmosphere, because they were out there shutting down freedom of speech, shutting down conservatives, shutting down everybody that spoke out against them, getting them fired, just slandering anybody that they could. That's where it gets really dangerous. And I think that's where people got fed up, is where you can, if you were a gay, trans, black, foreign, Mexican, whatever, you could be all kinds of craziness. Well, not craziness. You can have all kinds of pronouns and be all kinds of sexual orientation, all kinds of weird shit, 58 different genders, and that's all fine. But God forbid you're a Christian-loving American white male who puts his lady first and has a normal life. I mean, they're all normal, but has a regular life, what we're all used to. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody that I talk to that is on the right like me, nobody gives a shit what you're doing in your bedroom. We don't care who you're butt fucking. We don't care whose titties you're sucking on. We don't care. We just care that you're coming up to us, making us change our way of life for you. All right? You didn't do that for us. You know? You're not supposed to. We don't want that for you. All right? We don't want to go out of our way to make you change your way of life for us. It's more energy on us. Why are you doing that to the other people? Why are people supposed to change their way of life to conform to your way of life? It shouldn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way at all. All right? So we have Obama and Clinton doctored the fake report to get issues on the warrants for their political opponents. We love that. You know, and I'm glad that they're actually getting busted now. All right? Because if they weren't getting busted and if it wasn't coming out, they would continue to get away with these tactics. They would get away with it so much. All right? So we have the Impeach Trump rally tomorrow. We have the counter protest tomorrow. We're going to be there. I'm going to be out there early tomorrow. I'm going to be out there with my crew, DangerSpace Media. We're going to be reporting on it. Hopefully nothing goes down. Why does the left, Andrew R., why does the left fetishize blacks? They are 14% of the population. Here's why. The left understands that the majority of the black community is driven by emotion, therefore they can be controlled. All right, and a lot of you are going to hate that. You're going to hate that statement, but it's just fucking true. All right, people, and it's not just blacks. People that are governed by their emotions are easy to control. All right, so the left understands that if you can make people angry, you can make them sad, you can control them, you can push them in certain directions. You know, if my girl wants me to be upset, I'm guarantee you that she knows exactly what buttons to push on me to kind of push me to the point where I might get upset or angry. She never does. Thank God I have a very, very lovely lady. All right. Everybody knows her. We love her. And what's crazy too is people act like you can't love somebody else that, you know, doesn't believe the same thing you do. If you go to my girl's Facebook page, right there on the front page, she's got a huge picture of Obama. She loves Obama. And I don't never try to get in her way with that. You know what I mean? I try to give her facts and I try to help her out, but she's a grown adult. She can make her own decisions. And just because we disagree on some things politically doesn't mean we can't make love all the time. And people in the regular world, you know, if you're not in a relationship with somebody, a lot of times they don't get it. You know, I don't like you because you like Trump, or I don't like you because you like Clinton. But if you took those things completely out, you separated all that stuff, I guarantee you almost every single one of us could sit down and have a beer together. That's the problem with the left. They don't want you to do that with the right. They want you in your own ecosystem where they can fucking control you. And once they have you there, you're fucked. It's so hard to get out of that. It's so hard to get out of that because somehow the left took the high moral ground. Somewhere, I don't know how the left got the high moral ground, but they voted against slaves being able to be freed. They voted against blacks being able to vote. They're voting right now against the dossier being released, so the memo being released. These guys are the real dangerous ones. And you have to watch out for them because they have the high moral ground. I used to think that too when I was young. Oh, the Republicans are the tougher ones. They're the meaner ones. And I thought the Democrats, oh, they're the nice guys. Why can't the world just all be in peace? Well, I used to think that too, and it's just not. It's just not true. We can't have it. There's too many fucking stupid people out there that want to hurt other people. That it just will never almost be safe. And especially when you have parties like the Democrats, the New Age Democrats, they don't want peace. They want one world government. They want every country to be a third world shithole because as long as everybody is oppressed, they can control you. So that's going to be about it for this time. All right, I'm going to keep it, guys, light for today. I wouldn't even say that was light, but I want to keep it short for the most part. We're already at 20 minutes. Obama's first year had more economic growth than Trump's first year, says Fox News. Well, that's true. That's true, Andrew R. It did have it had more growth in a sense because he had just gotten out of basically a recession. And the financial market had crashed, the housing market had crashed, so it really was nowhere to go but up for him. All right. So I mean, you can give him credit in a sense, you know what I mean? But it's like buying a blank canvas and then taking credit because somebody added some paint to it. Like he didn't really do anything. He just took office and said, "Okay, we're done with that now. Let's give everybody bailouts." Oh my goodness, that's another topic for another subject. But before we go, I want to give you guys some places to go if you haven't been there already. All right, let's see here. Let's come over here to DangerSpace Media. Head on over. DangerSpace Media. We have rebranded. This is what we're doing now, guys. We are not holding our tongue. All right, this is not a safe space for your feelings. We don't want it that way either. You know, even when I'm wrong, I want somebody to look at me and say, "Yo, bro, that's fucked up. That's wrong." I'm gonna be man enough to tell you. And that's what we do here over at DangerSpace, and that's what I'm doing here at Danger News. These topics aren't popular, but they are real. So head on over to DangerSpaceMedia.com and you will see our other shows. We have Wes is the Best right there. We have Counterculture. We got Bad News. That's this one, Danger News. I'm going to change it. We have the Saturday Night Shit Show. Everybody loves the shit show. I love the shit show too. It's fun for me at the end of the week to not take things so seriously and just kind of let a show ride. The Power Hour, Cameron Jester. Get ready for that one, man. He's only a couple shows in, but this guy's got a lot of potential, and I like the way he talks shit to people. It's all good banter. We all love it. And then, of course, Stylish Leadership. All right, that's a new one. Matthew Simmons. If you men, you need help with your fashion, you need help with your clothes, that's the show for you, and that's all he does over there. All right, and that's going to be it, guys. All right, so what's the word of the day? It's release the memo. It's not even a word of the day. It's like a hashtag of the day. Release the memo. We really do need to release this memo. And for those of you that are like, yeah, whatever, it's just another little thing. It's just this and that. If this memo is released in its entirety, and the American people are actually able to read what's going on. The problem is that it's going to change everybody's perception on the left of who Barack Obama was, and that's the only thing I'm afraid of, is they're going to block it by saying it's too painful, it's going to cause too much trouble for the American people. It's like saying we lie to you for your own good. And that's not what we want. We don't want you to lie for us for our own good. We don't want you to keep that memo from us because you think it's going to cause too much trouble. You need to let that memo out. You need to. All right, guys. That's it. Hashtag release the memo. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check us out. DangerSpaceMedia.com. See you later, fellas.